chose to follow her passion. A TED speaker and the founder of this one-of-a-kind initiative, her determination to create a home for people like her, people who have set out to pursue their dreams and passion against all odds, has won hearts everywhere. Community retreat is a recurring event held regularly at home for artists. It's like coming back home for everyone, from wherever they may be. One of the best things about community retreat is the realization of the ever-growing family of this little place. People who have called this place home come back to share what they have learned, what they have gained. So what is home to you? Is it a place where you belong? Or is it where your heart belongs?
Someday I'll create a place. I'll create a place for artists, for people like me, for a family, that where no artist will give a second thought after coming, because they'll find a place called home here with a feeling of home. Because we have home, everybody has home, but not with a feeling of home. To this world, I could not explain what I was made of. Every time I tried to put it into words, I failed miserably. Language was too stubborn to help me express myself, but I was just as stubborn to dissect and tear myself into bits and pieces and discover myself. This led me to being scattered everywhere, all over, scattered. To whomever I went with an invisible sack. I picked up the dumped words from the heap of ignorance that looked like scented flowers to me. And so my scent fascinated you so much always. Because you were unaware that it was your own essence that you were running away from or looking for. It was a reflection of you in all of my scattered bits. And so you always find me in you and you in me. Eventually I will walk away, giving it back to you, hoping that you keep it safe, just like an essence and not a found possession, not an owned possession. What essence am I talking about? I'm talking to and about that side of you that you don't even talk to. Mr. and Miss Vulnerable. They are definitely not popular among the members of our present generation. And they are the ones with whom nobody wants to be associated. You might call yourself a man, a woman, a feminist, a homosexual, an introvert, a social activist, storyteller, artist. I don't see any of these. What do I see in you? I see you in you. If I'll be looking at something in you, it's not you I'll be looking at, but that's something. And there's a difference, my friend. So yes, I see nothing in you but you. And you're a void, like me and this universe. Khalil Gibran, in his most acclaimed book, The Prophet, said that love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. And if you love, and you must, then that will lead to you having needs and desires. So let these be your desires. To melt like a running brook that sings its melody to the night. To feel the pain of too much tenderness. To be wounded by your own understanding of love. And then to bleed willingly and joyfully. To wake up at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for the another day of loving. To rest at noon and meditate love's ecstasy. To return home at eventide with gratitude. And then to sleep at night with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. This love that he spoke of originated and went back to the soul. But how we as humans, in our ordinary ways, are to achieve the purest ways of love. I'll tell you how. My guru taught me that you can love someone only as much as you love yourself, know yourself. Ancient dissectionists spoke of the auditory nerve being divided into 3 or more different pathways deep inside the brain. They surmised that the ear was meant, therefore, to hear on 3 different levels. One pathway was said to hear the mundane conversations of the world. The second pathway apprehended learning and art. And the third pathway existed so that the soul itself might hear guidance and gain knowledge here on earth. Elif Shafak said that dervishes, eccentrics, and lovers aside, for the rest of the people, nothing was astonishing, and everything was as it should be. And so in his book, Veronica Decides to Die by Paulo Coelho, he describes madness as the inability to communicate one's ideas, as if you are in a foreign country where you're able to understand and see whatever's going on around you, but incapable of explaining what you need to know and need help, get help, because you don't really understand the language that they're speaking in. For me, this world has forever been a foreign land. Save the dervishes, eccentrics, and lovers, we spoke the same language. And sometimes we needn't speak at all. I saw myself lost in the abysses of that madness. And if my social media messages have reached it far enough, I might be the reason for your young daughter's rebellious behavior these days. I'm 21 right now. I left my home when I was 19, and since then I'm traveling across the country, building a community in every city I go. Do I have a reference group? No. Do I have a destination to reach? No. From point A to point B, from Gita to Matnavi, from the day I discovered the meaning of my name is momentary, to the time I got tired of shifting place to place. How everything can be said, how for everything, for the strangest fancies, there lies a great fire in which we perish and rise up again. I believe that no matter how much we are told about life and death, we are the space in between, fluid, as if it's us who fill in the gap between mortality and immortality. I'm here to talk about how I fell in love with the vulnerable side of me, how I became this woman who decided to live 100 lives and die 100 deaths before really dying, how I became this woman who decided to take a plunge instead of complaining about the flow of the river or the depth of the sea. Have you ever met those people who hold themselves like they're the most precious thing in this world? Like they know their soul and heart better than anyone ever could. Like they have taken the journey inside so many times that they know the road by each cobblestone laid on it. And the magic that they carry around themselves, it feels as if they will move their hands and the sparks will fly astray from their fingertips. And when they will touch you, you will feel this light electricity vibrating through you, as if they are passing on their witchcraft onto you. I've never met such person. I've never met someone like that. But for the longest time, I thought I have, because every time I used to see a picture or a poem that reminded me of this person, I used to long to know, to remember what and who is this person who knows their own self like they have painted their own image on a canvas. From the limbs to the bones to the veins to heart, mind, and soul. I grew up to realize that it was me. I myself couldn't recognize that. I saw myself as a different person. And now that I know that the person I thought carries the magic is me, I myself, I've been falling in love more and more. And falling like there is no end. Like I am that tunnel Alice was in. And I'm the wonderland where everything is unusual but somehow falls into place. And so I am falling for myself every day. My friends suggested me not to wear this dress today on this stage. But my designer, Sumiran Kabir, he told me that every time you wear this dress, you look like Khalisi. And so my heart said the same. And that's why I'm wearing this today. I always listen to my heart. There are two things I realized early. First thing, that I did not want to fight. I did not want to fight God, religion, people, myself. मैंने देखा कि बड़े अतरंगी से लोग हैं माना कि खुदा खुदा होता है पर तेरा खुदा और मेरा खुदा क्या होता है The second thing I learned was self-compassion and that nobody else is going to come and save me. I used to repeat one line. I used to fill my diary with repeating one line over and over again. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself because nobody else will. Take care of yourself because nobody else will. Take care of yourself because nobody else will. Even though I ended up being dependent on the men I fell in love with a lot of times. I'm 21 right now, and I almost got married 3 times. Isn't it enough to prove that how vulnerable I have been in my life so far? But I used to believe that some people, or most of the people know me in a way that they don't deserve to. For example, if I date this guy and I live with him, eventually he'll get to know all my secrets and habits. He'll get to know that I love collecting books, but I rarely read. He'll know that I have a crooked nose and ugly hands. He'll know that I cross my boundaries just to help people sometimes and doesn't turn out to be a wise decision. That I'm a terrible businesswoman, that I cannot drive any vehicle. And the list can go on. But I realized then that these were my own insecurities that I was holding against myself. And so I was losing my confidence and my emotional stability day by day. Why? Why I was so uncomfortable in showing the vulnerable side of me to someone. I was expecting the other person to make peace with my flaws and accept my vulnerability. But then I asked myself, have I made peace with myself first? Have I made peace with this vulnerable side of me first? Do I really have to be this strong, independent, rebellious woman all the time? And the answer was no. I think it's okay not to rebel all the time. I think it's okay to not react at all. To not react at all. In fact, it's better to listen sometimes and not relate. No been there, done that. I told myself that even though I don't have a rich family that has my back, I'm still allowed to make mistakes and take all the chances that I can. If you ask the world, it can give you 1,000 reasons to hate yourself. It's easy, because they are imposing their own insecurities on you. But if you find even a single reason to love yourself today, hold on to it. Because tomorrow you'll find 1,000,000. And I'm not saying that you have to be happy all the time, because happiness is as elusive as a butterfly. And so are we. So why not cherish this elusiveness? It doesn't matter if it brings sadness or happiness. I think it's okay to have visions and stories that doesn't make sense at all. I had an imaginary cat since 11th grade, which is now real. Her name is Eva. And I've been writing letters to June. June is my imaginary future daughter, whom I'll adopt in real life in a few years, inshallah. I write to her saying, Dear June, wherever you are right now, we both are part of the same circle. And this circle, it's not any boundary, my love. It is a circle of infinity and divine love. Every day I wake up, I feel new. I won't say that I feel I have reached one closer to my destination, one step closer to my destination, because now I don't have any destination. I'm trying to live this present moment consciously. So many years of conditioning, and now finally I have stopped forcing myself to reach somewhere others want me to be. As Shams said, God has designed a clock for each one of us. I was watching Alicia Fox TED Talk yesterday, and I felt so much positively connected and liberated to know more, feel more. It's hard to believe that I'm turning 21 next month. I'm not saying that I've turned a lot wiser than my biological age, but there's a lot to know. There's so much to know, I realize every day. But is it true that the more we know, the less we start to feel? I think I have to ask this question to a lot of people, I guess. I need to question more, I guess. With this transformation, I have realized my mistakes. And I'm trying to forgive myself. Because self-forgiveness is the most important to clean myself from inside. And so, I'll grow a garden. I'll grow a garden to bloom love in all shapes and colors. That will speak only the universal language. I will learn to water what I want to grow. I will cultivate love and only love. Dear June, will you join me in this journey of love? Will you? Thank you.